Alright, Kiss Army, it's time to drop the needle, kiss my wax.
Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 11 of Kiss My Wax. We are going to tackle Kiss Alive this week, and so it should be a pretty good long episode. And as you can see on our screen, long, other than the three normal chaps that you see here, or jackasses that you see here, we've got Mr. Julian Gill joining us as he has a pretty massive Kiss Alive collection. So
you've got the three normal guys and the very abnormal one.
Right.
That's right, Andrew.
The abnormal
Andrew
one?
is the one.
I was just gonna say. Hey, so while we're talking about Julian, let's make sure we plug his latest book, the solo album book that we talked about on our solo album show. Mm-hmm. So go back to episode 3. There are direct links in there to purchase the book, or go to KISSFAQ.com to purchase the book. Is there a direct website link to the book too, Julian, aside from Amazon?
Yeah,
and all that?
Kiss78soloalbums.com is the site, and it's got some sample chapters, the full interviews for you to read, to check out, and then it's got links onward to, I think it's mostly Amazon and iTunes and whatnot.
Here's my hardcover. I assume those are sold out.
Yeah, well, only made 18. So.
Oh yeah, well then there's
I got one.
Yeah, so.
we kept that very exclusive because, like I said, we only got 18 orders, so we only made 18.
That's great. Well, I'm glad I've got mine. That's for sure.
Thank you very much.
I know you guys hate me, but I just purchased mine on iTunes, so I have the iBook. But that's what I like. I purchased it, so you know what? You can't really hate. If I had
as long as you purchased it,
I did. I purchased
it's a beautiful file.
You know what? Whether you
it's
get
a beautiful
the paper copy,
file.
yeah, it's a beautiful file. It's got the exact same text, and there you go. You can still read it.
It's a beautiful file.
Beautiful file.
Okay.
All right. So
before
two things.
Yeah.
Two things
go
I want
ahead.
to talk about today. Number one, we're recording this on Record Store Day, so doesn't mean anything to us Kiss fans, but all you hipsters out there with all your beards and whatever.
Hey.
No, but you're not a hipster, Tom. You're just like,
Okay,
I would never, a hipster is like a guy that basically looks like he should be a lumberjack, but doesn't know how to change a tire. So it would be like if a guy like me had a beard, you'd be like, you're like kind of a woman. Where's your hair straightener? So anyway, but what
Right.
I really want to talk about today, really quickly, is that today is the 20th anniversary of the Intrepid press conference announcing the reunion tour, April 16th, 1996. So I know this episode won't air for another week, but the day that we're recording this is 20 years to the day of the Intrepid press conference.
The magic was back.
The magic was back.
Supposedly.
Well, it was. I mean,
I lost my shit.
So I completely lost my shit. And I even lost my shit watching the press conference. Like I didn't even have a VHS copy. I had a VHS-C copy. So I had to take the tape, I had to put it in something else, and then I had to put it in my VCR. So there was no YouTube at that time yet. No internet at that time. So, well, at least for me. Well,
there was.
There was no mass consumption like there was now. So,
right.
But 20 years. Can you believe that?
No.
Where'd the time go?
Hey, speaking of news today, did y'all see the Ace thing?
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ace hospitalized, dehydration.
Can we just start calling
and exhaustion?
Can we just start calling Ace Winnie the Pooh? Because Winnie the Pooh is always tired and thirsty.
Well, hopefully Ace is all right. Hopefully Paul is okay. It's not a good week health-wise to be a KISS member, I guess, or an ex-KISS member. So.
And none of y'all gave a damn when I broke my shoulder, but y'all going to go off on these guys. That's all right. That's all right.
That's not. I said something in PM. So Andrew, you got something to open? I've got something to open.
I
got some stuff to open.
Tom has something to open.
I want to go last.
Well, that's always because it's like no matter what anybody opens, Tom's like, look at this. It's like another whatever. Yeah. So
no one owns this but me.
Yeah.
It's worth $9 million.
So
you got anything to open, Julian?
No, I don't. But I do have something that I did get last week.
All right.
Well, look,
that's
that'll
good
do.
Too.
There you go.
This is fitting today. So this is actually a package from Mr. Julian Gill. So
hey, made it.
Let's open it up here today. It literally just got here about 2 hours ago, maybe. Oh, Julian, thank you for this cardboard. I really can't. I can't.
Brand new, mint in box.
No, seriously, this is really well packaged. A lot of sheets of cardboard in here, and the record did show up really nice. So it is my Summer Tour LP. So Destroyer Summer Tour LP. So it's,
and what did we tell you, Andrew? What did we tell you when you said you got that?
I am an official record collector, and now
You're a real Kiss collector.
Now I could see what Tom was talking about on the Destroyer episode, where it looks like these are definitely drawn in here because first of all, Ace's shoe is giant. So, but
and Gene is standing on pins and needles.
He is standing on pins and needles. So the album stinks to high heaven. No, I'm kidding. No, actually, the only album I have that smells is my Japanese Rock and Roll Over. But no, this is in great shape, and I'm really really happy with this. So thanks for hooking me up, Julian. And I got this right on our page. So if you're looking for something cool, check out our page. So thank you.
Well, I got something in a couple of days ago that I waited to open for the episode. A deal that Tom turned me on to on eBay for something that I've wanted for a while. I can get into the dang thing. This is the first time I've seen it, so it could be snapped in half.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I got one. I haven't checked it yet either. I'm worried,
Or it could be like what Tom sent me the last episode. He sent me the Rapper's Delight 12-inch.
Yeah. Excellent. That's the best.
My first one.
Look at that.
And that was the best deal I've ever seen on that.
Absolutely. What did I pay for that? $50, $55,
something
60?
like that.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Best deal I've ever seen.
I was reading that there are two versions of that. There's one with like kind of a matte finish and
There's
one with
a laminated cover and a non-laminated cover, right? Right?
Yeah, but I'm not sure the deal on those.
Yeah, I'm not either. So the vinyl has never been played.
Well, that's unusual.
I mean, it's
nice Argentinian vinyl.
I wish you could see it. The cover, is. I mean, it's really nice. I mean, it has the obvious ring wear on it, but it's anyway. Rock and Roll Over. When did this come out? Early '80s.
82, 83, something like that.
83, something like that, with somewhere the splatter cover. For you audio guys that can't see what we're doing, it's the Argentina Rock and Roll Over with the little splatter cover, different cover than the original.
Man, we really someone really needs to do a book about all the Kiss vinyl variations. I mean, I really wish someone would step up and just do a book.
Well, maybe we'll have some kind of an announcement about that today, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. All right, Julian, show us what you got a week ago or so, or whatever it was.
All right, so last weekend in San Francisco, there was a record fair at USF, I think it was, and I don't get out to these. Last one I went to was like 15 years ago, and at that time, met up with a couple of guys and heard some really good stories about Winterland 74. Now this time, I just, oddly bought a copy of Kiss Alive. And what's really funny about this is I didn't really look at it until today, and I made such a newbie mistake with both of the records that I bought from this seller. I bought a Canadian Originals that was complete, and this is a 501 copy, so 1979 to 82 issue of Alive. I did not inspect them well in the lighting conditions of the record fair, so right up on the edges, they have colored in black Sharpie to try and make them all look nice. And I can barely see it now. So I've got myself an LED light that will be going with me to any future ones to check that out, because on the Canadian Originals, the cover is absolutely beautiful. On this, which is obviously I want because it's the 501 from a specific time period, but newbie mistake. I did not inspect closely enough under the conditions, and I get burned. I also, for the Canadian Originals, did not check the inserts properly. So it's got a U.S. booklet, a U.S. sticker, and the U.S. card sheet. So shame on me. But for everyone out there who collects and goes to shows, take your time. Be duly diligent at looking at what you're buying. Check out the vinyl, and don't be afraid to ask, the guy questions, because black Sharpie, that's just wrecked it. That's wrecked the Canadian Originals. Sure, they are absolutely worthless now. So I'll be just using the vinyl and the inserts. So learn from my pain.
Wow, what a bummer, man. What a bummer.
When you take that LED light, I'll ship this out to you. You can take that too.
Oh, get the official Kiss My Wax
micrometer.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's actually a micrometer there, but anyway. So.
Yeah, we've got to make some of them, micrometers or calipers or something. Surely they can make them in little plastic cheap things that has Kiss My Wax logo on it, right?
I'm sure they can. I'm sure they won't measure what.
With an integrated LED light on the end. For you to check
see, that's genius. That's genius. All right, Tom.
All right. Anybody else got anything else?
That's all I got.
Let me go ahead and think while I'm firing this.
That's all I got. I mean, I could show this. I mean, hopefully we're going to talk about this more in depth on a future episode. But I just got the Kiss singles box set. Got a great deal on that.
Cool.
1-day sale. So future episode, I'll open it up.
All right. All right. So you talking about the book? Finally got stuff in place, and I apologize. I'll send you an image, Andrew, so you can pop it in. Mm-hmm. Danny, the gentleman that does our graphics, has designed the cover for me for the book, and this is the first shot at it, but had to hang on to this. But I finally got some trademarks all lined up and everything. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, it is going to be the rock. Well, he's gonna show the image. I'm gonna give him an image drop in.
Because when you showed me that, it was like, "Hey, check this out." We're like,
"That's all right. That's all right. That's all right." So anyway, the title of the book is "The Rockologists Present Kiss My Wax: The Worldwide Kiss Vinyl Collector's Guide."
Nice.
Yeah. So Jason has said, "I think it works out for both of us on this." He's allowed me to use the title for the page as the main title for the book.
I'm glad you liked it enough to consider it.
Yeah, well, we kind of actually all laid that out together anyway. Because if you remember, my idea was Kiss Wax, and hell, it was much better with Kiss My Wax.
That's what I took it from. When you said Kiss Wax, I was like, man, that fits right into Kiss My Ass.
Yeah.
Kiss My Wax.
So hopefully this will drive people to the page, and there'll be another announcement down the road a little bit, not too far off, about what the hell the Rockologists are. So anyway, just kind of ponder that for a bit. Although Jason knows what it is. He's sitting there smiling. He knows what it is. Okay, so first thing I got,
why don't I know?
You'll know soon enough. I just told you, man. I had to trademark it. I mean, Jason had to find sign a non-disclosure to even know what it was. Before we ever
started anything.
Before we started, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So first thing I want to show, because I haven't got to show any of these from him. I've been trading and buying with Juan Sebastian, and I'm not going to even try to say his last name because I'll butcher it. Friend down in Colombia, and been getting quite a few Colombian LPs.
Nice.
So that's been pretty cool. The thing that's been interesting to me about these. So Julian, I'm kind of doing the same as you on the Alives, except for I'm doing it with Killers.
Sweet.
Just because there's not as many, man. I'm not going to have as much trouble getting it, but there's actually a couple different pressings down in Colombia, and you'll find this with most of the Colombian stuff. You've got the color label, and then there's a white label. And these color labels are actually a really short pressing. It's for most of their albums down there. And again, we'll have more of the information in the book. I'm going to get the glasses on here. The white labels are pressed by Philips. They got the license after, I can't remember who had that originally. So really, it's kind of easy to find these whitish labels on most of the albums down there. But most of their records are pretty cool because, like Love Gun, it's got a white back on it. That's kind of interesting. So of course, it's very difficult to do transactions in Colombia because of different reasons. But Juan's always been really good about this stuff, and everything's gone well. We have to have a little bit of trust in there. That's just the way it goes. Okay, so my next thing that I want to open up. This is from a buddy in New York. His name is Tommy Shannon. Hopefully I didn't butcher his name.
Sounds Italian.
And
I like him already.
He is, man. He is. And Tommy's not really. He's not a record guy. He's a paper guy. I mean, this. Good Lord, some of the stuff that he showed me. He's got Christmas cards from band members and just different stuff. Every time he gets in touch with me, man, he just blows me away. But he said that he did get a couple of solo records that he thought I would like them. And so, I mean, he sent them up to me. And damn, it feels late.
And they're not in there.
Oh. Well, fuck, there's nothing in them. Oh, my God. These things have been butchered, man. Somebody's cut them.
Oh, those ones, nice.
Couple standings. So that for people who don't know, these are fairly rare. I know Julian knows what this is because I tried to buy one of his that was in an auction of the original.
The original.
Yeah. Man, I came up short on that one.
I can't remember what that went for in the auction, but I picked that up for $5 at Amoeba.
Well, you made some good money, man, because I do remember what it went for. I don't ever disclose that stuff. If you want to, I will. But I came up short on it. And the interesting thing about that originals is it's not a, it's a single. What the hell would you call it? It's just a regular jacket. It's never a gatefold anyway, but it's not a trifold for sure. But these things always came with, a little place up here in the top to hook them together so you could make a mobile out of them, or you could open them up and put them on the counter, which these haven't even been opened all the way, although the tops are a little bit rough. And it was interesting as I got to really looking at especially the Peter Criss one, actually both of them. Apparently, there's a big old press that does this. And, man, that must be just meticulous because what it's done, it's popped the holes and everything, and there's a tiny little indention there where this little holes at. So that's pretty cool. But I've also got a Hotter Than Hell one that's very similar to this. Not exactly the same, but very similar. So, Julian, do you know what all exists like that? I know all 4 solos do. I know the originals does. That Hotter Than Hell is the only one I've seen. I swear I think I've seen a Destroyer, but I don't think I've seen anything else.
The only one I had ever seen other than the originals was the Hotter Than Hell. So whatever the case, I think there's very, very few of these things left.
Yeah.
They may well have done them for most of the albums except for the first, I wouldn't expect. And, they probably got used and chucked in the trash.
Yeah.
So, if you find them in nice shape, and that originals was in beautiful shape. So, the guy who did get a good deal. Because it had not been folded and, it was beautiful. So, no worries on that. But, I haven't seen any since.
No, that's the only one I've ever seen. I've got a picture of one. Huh?
Tom stumbled upon his Hotter Than Hell in India a couple of years ago. Just flipping through some records, right? And it was just in there.
Yeah, in there for $35, man. I was really happy to get it. All right, so I got one more thing to open up. Jeez. I think we'll all enjoy this, and I'm sure that there'll be some people just flipping out. So which one are we going to open?
Oh,
I got 2.
Gosh.
And let me tell you the story on it. Let me tell you the story. So yeah, I've got 3. I've got 3. I've had 6, man.
Hey, do you want to sell the other one?
No, I don't, because I'm going to tell you the story about this, about why the hell I've got an extra one to open right now. So, like a lot of people know, I was involved with the LP reissues and all that, and so I got promotional copies of everything. And I managed to buy a damaged set of exclusives from one of the members on our page, and then they actually sent me a set later on. So I've actually had some that I've traded around, whatever. And so I've got my set that's in my Hysteria box, all sealed up. And then I've had basically another set to go if I ever found another Hysteria box, And of course, and Julian, I don't know if you know about this or not, but these guys know it's just been eating me up, man. So when I got involved in this project, they tell me when the Hysteria's coming out, no promos. Ain't no promos of Hysteria. Well, they lied. Right? Because I know 2 people that own them. I know where a third one is, and there's probably a few more. But having said that, I can't imagine that very many people would find it to be desirable. Okay? And I mean like as in worth more money than the regular set, because every album in there has got the UPC gouged out with an ink pen. And in the case of the exclusives, the majority of them, they slice the seal away with a box cutter. And, of course, cut them and then put a not for sale sticker on them. And there's a couple that aren't marked. But anyway, the only thing that to me is unique and interesting in that promo box is the certificate is unnumbered, right? It's just blank. And so, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, I'll never be able to get that. And so, I kind of was holding off. I had, like I said, I kept a set sealed in my box, and then I had a set open in my rack. And of course, I needed to open them anyway to take pictures for the book. So I don't know. I guess it was it was right before the first payment for the cruise was due. I thought, man, I do not need to have a spare one of these Greatest Kiss. I just don't. And so I sold a copy on the page, and sold it with one of the insert sheets that are so rare. And so I got good money for it, And then Andrew wanted the open double platinum I had. I said, sure, man, I'll sell it to you, And so I sold it to him, and I'll be damned. About a week later, up pops a guy on the page that is stripping out his Kisteria box. And so I bought his box and the inserts that I needed, which I had about half of them anyway that they'd sent me spares of. And so now I'm sitting here with an almost complete set, except for the damn double platinum I sold Andrew, and the Greatest Kiss that's still in my rack. But I've sold it to a friend overseas, and I'm taking it to him on the cruise. So I'm on the hunt for a Greatest Kiss and the double platinum. I got the double platinum. I got the Greatest Kiss the other day. So one of these is mine that was in my Kisteria box, and the other sealed one is the one that I got in the mail yesterday. So I'm going to open one of these. I'm going to do a little bit of Russian roulette. I think there may be a sheet in one of these. There's not a sheet in both of them for sure, but I think there may be in one. So I'm going to open this.
There's not a sheet in both of them for sure?
Do you shake it?
Micrometer measures down to hundredths of an inch.
Interesting.
And the sheet is 7/100ths of an inch, but I couldn't get a 7/100ths difference between the two. So anyway, I'm gonna open this, and we're gonna see if it's got in. And I videoed myself opening a copy of this one time, and there was nothing in it. And the next one that I opened up, I'll be damned, the sheet was in it. So anyway, let's see if I can do this without shaking too much and cutting my finger off, and see if we got anything in this.
I feel like there should be a drum roll in here right now.
Yeah. Well, too bad we can't find a drummer to do that.
I'm gonna let that one go.
Really?
So, wow.
just paid for that $22 micrometer, buddy. That's about $100 sheet of paper right there. So there we go, everybody. I swear to God, I didn't open that before then. So yeah, I learned that
thing that bummed me out on mine, that it did not have that insert.
And it's bumming a lot of people. I'm gonna tell you what, it's not in this one. So that one's going back into that one's gonna go back into my box. It's a sealed copy, but yeah, and man, I know, and man, I fully understand why people not happy about that, and they still never said what actually happened with that. They're supposed to be in there, and Julian, I don't know if you heard this, but I told those two guys a couple times. My guy at Universal, I got a hold of him, I don't know, 4 months ago, whatever. Hey, got anything else out there? I said, you got any more of those Greatest Kiss sheets? I said, you won't believe this, they're worth a ton. And I'd given one to one guy before I found out how rare they were. And he goes, no. He said, I used the last one. I don't know if he's kidding or not. Said he used the last one the week before eating his lunch. He set it down under his lunch as a placemat. Anyway, so that's all I got to open, man. All right, so.
Man, you talking about getting 1-upped and 2-upped and 3-upped on the opening shit.
Just
whenever Tom has something, we should just go.
Tom, you got something? Nah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah.
Just be warned, whenever he gets his micrometer out, you better watch out.
Yeah.
Damn right. Damn
right.
All right, so Kiss
Alive.
Let's
talk about Alive.
Yeah, Kiss Alive. So September 10th, 1975, the first double Kiss album, the first Kiss album with an insert in it. There wasn't a sleeve yet. it was still the regular Casablanca sleeve, but this is the first Kiss album with an insert, and this is probably the album why we're still talking about Kiss today, my opinion. So, and it saved Kiss, it saved Casablanca. You know, it's been said that it hasn't been, you know, recorded live, and they say the front is from Michigan Palace, and then the back is from an Elton John concert, but who knows if that's actually true or not. There weren't really any Kiss shirts around at the time, so... but anyway, like we normally do, you know, there's what the album cover looks like. So it came with a 6-page booklet. So there's the front and there's the back, and then there's cool little pictures in here and blah 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 here and there. I mean,
8-page.
Eight page. It's 8-page. Oh, sorry, 8-page booklet. My apologies. 8-page booklet, and you know, the booklet's pretty cool. I really what I really like is that when they reprinted that Alive box set back in 2006, they actually included this booklet in the CD book. So that and the Alive 2 book. So anyway, so we got several versions of this record, and I'm sure Tom will correct me where I have any holes, or Julian will correct. Someone will correct me when I have any holes. But I have quite a few copies of Alive. I have the original blue label, Bogart. So, also I want to. It's got a gatefold too, so you see the gatefold right now. So gatefold, the picture, and then we got this one. This is the blue Bogart label. Then I have the camel label, which also has the booklet in there as well. I got this one too. This is my Filmworks label, and tell me what you guys know about this one, because it's Filmworks, but look, it says 2 record set up there. So is this the correct sleeve for the actual label?
Yeah, pretty sure it is.
Yeah. So
I think that's the only one that does have that. U.S. anyway.
Yeah. So these are all USA right now, because obviously I don't have a lot of foreign stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this is and so that's the Filmworks label. Then I got something kind of weird here. So Tom, maybe you could tell me when this is from. But this is a non-gatefold Alive, and it looks kind of like the Back to Black Alive, and it is a BMG music. So when is this from?
Julian, do you know the exact time? I think it's around 85.
I was going to say 85. It's the same as the polygram cover from that period. Obviously non-gatefold though. Yeah. So 85, same UPC area.
Yeah. So then this is my polygram with the actual polygram labels. This is the 85, and it has the I'll pull it out here where it has the actual UPC right up back there. So I'm missing the 83, 84. I don't have one of those. But then the last copy I have is the 2014. So which is the Bogart label as well. So I'm sure I missed quite a few, but that's what I have.
Well, Julian, jump in there.
15, I think. So.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so that's a really good start, Andrew. I mean, you were asking about the Alive with the what is it? You know, 2 record set on the cover. Yeah. One thing you'll notice on the side of that is that's where the price point goes to $9.98. So they've expanded the basically what we call the matrix code, I guess, to MBLP 7020 UI-998.
You're right.
Now, if you go to Billboard online, and that's books.google.com, and they've got all the old issues of Billboard magazine. You can find out when Casablanca moved to $9.98 for its double LPs, and that puts you in the the time window. So, or when those came out.
That's pretty interesting.
Or by the dust sleeves. You know, the great thing with Casablanca is their dust sleeves tell you exactly the period that it comes from. You know, if they're the non-generic ones, like the early ones will come with the images getting clearer dust sleeve. You know, I think it's Bogart coming out of the fog, and later on you get like movie inserts for the deep. So
it's so funny you say that, because look,
the deep. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Which one's that on? Your Camel?
My Filmworks.
Okay. Filmworks.
Filmworks.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have that one on mine, I don't think.
That's pretty interesting.
Oh.
Hey, imagine that. In mine as well. The deep.
Nice.
Well, Julian, we usually start this like at the beginning with the promos and stuff to fill in the holes and stuff. Do you want to do that?
Sure. So while I rip things around, I've had to set myself up in the kitchen today because usually when I record, I don't have 40 LPs around me, so this will be a little bit of a new experience. And I'm going to be very careful with my promo here because this is only the second one I've had, and it was well over $300 to get it, and it uses probably what I'd call the first release labels. It's Blue Bogart, and you can only just see where is it where it mentions promo. Yeah. There's no sticker on the front. There's no. It's got the booklet, but that could easily be Frankensteined in. So that for me is the first pressing, the promo. You got one there as well, Tom?
Yeah, and I got a question for you, Julian. Okay, so I've had a couple of copies, and my first copy did not look like this, and I don't know if it was constructed like this. Is really my question. Mine's got this orange sticker on the back, which I have to be honest, when I saw it in the auction, I was like, well, I don't even care about that sticker, because I had never seen it. I knew it had promotional labels, so that was the main thing. And, of course, mine has got a saw cut.
So does mine.
In the bottom corner, like Jason. Yeah, going a different way. But this jacket, okay, so when I get it, the entire top of it's blown out where the guy left the vinyl in there. And so, honestly, I was thinking about chucking the jacket, and I got to looking at it, and this thing is not a two-piece. It's one piece. It is one piece that is bent at the top and over, and the glue seam is at the bottom. And I have not seen another one like that.
That is exactly how mine is, Tom.
Excellent. Good.
And you know the story with my promos.
Yes.
Yeah. It is absolutely bent over the top, and it is glued at the bottom.
Is that the way yours is, Julian?
No, I do have one of those, and you'll notice that it's been cut, and it's been unglued, because I have a habit of ungluing covers.
Yeah. That's research.
The only ones that I've ever found that are single sheet construction are the ones that were issued in '83, because the '83 to '85 covers all use the $7.98 price point on the spine cover.
Yeah.
But they use single sheet construction, whereas every other copy I've got from the '70s is a 2-sheet. And I've just pulled out my cover, so let's find out as well. And you know what, guys? The one with my promo, which has a notch up my live, is single sheet as well. So
all right, there you go.
Well, that's pretty interesting.
I can't say that they're all that way. I don't remember ever having seen one like that, and it's odd that I haven't seen. Of course, I haven't been everywhere. I haven't seen every copy, but I've never seen a normal copy like that.
That's my. I don't know if you heard me say, Julian, but my first set of like the first 8, 9, or 10 albums, the promos for those albums, I got from a person that used to co-own the record company or the record store chain and distributor that I used to work for, and he sold me all of his promos. He was not a KISS fan, but he took everything. He got promos of everything and stuck them directly on his shelf. He had tens and tens and tens of thousands of records, and so when the company was closing down, he was selling off his records. Those records came from the Casablanca rep into Music City Record Distributors, into his hands, never onto a turntable, directly onto a shelf, was never touched until he took them out in 2008 and sold them to me. So
now Jason's eating his lunch off of all of them. Just like the.
So everything that was in them, was exactly how they came. Nothing was Frankensteined in. Nothing was taken out. So anyway. I have a pretty good, what's it called when you're providence of those. Yeah.
You've got a total providence there in that sort of situation. The thing with the single sheet was that one that I showed you that I'd cut apart. Here's the bottom with the printing registration marks, and the information on that from that single sheet is that's an AGI cover. So AGI was Album Graphics Inc. in Chicago. Print, and this one's got a date stamp of August 1983 for it. So for that era, obviously we've got 3 promos, so the single sheet was in use in '75. So that's really fascinating to learn. I mean, there you go. I've learned something today as well. I'd always kind of figured that the single sheet was the construction used later.
Hey, so while we're still talking about promos, I also think it's kind of weird that there's not a whole lot of other promotional materials for Kiss Alive. I mean, I know there
They had
wasn't
no money, man.
there wasn't well, there was a
Yeah.
Hotter Than Hell TV commercial, but shouldn't there have
Yeah.
been? I mean,
Yeah, but they were.
wouldn't you have made it a live
you
TV
know-
commercial after it was a success? Like after it
I don't
after
know.
it went gold, wouldn't you try to increase sales that much more?
I was thinking about this today, that exact same thing, because I'm sitting there going, well, okay, so there's no press kits that I've ever seen that anybody has been able to authenticate. There's nothing. And basically they were about to lose their ass. And this thing apparently took off so fast, there was no need to promote it after a point.
Right.
Maybe.
I mean, because here came Destroyer in March. I got a stack of magazines over here that have got ads in them.
How many feet?
They've got of that probably about 3 inches is all. So yeah,
3 inches.
Only 3 inches.
3 inches of dangling fury.
it's one record, man. It's one record, but
it's just always interesting to me that, and what's even more interesting, and we'll probably talk about this when we do Love Gun. There's they did a TV commercial for Love Gun, but why was there no Don Kirshner's rock concert for Love Gun? Things that we became accustomed to once rock.
because they were touring.
Well, yeah,
They were tied up on tour.
So just
Logic, Andrew.
Well, no,
Logic.
No, I understand the logic, but this is. And I've said this so many times on this show, and even on Julian's show. This is a visual band, and there are so many missed opportunities for visual media for this band. So many.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think there are so many.
It's like everybody thinking that Kiss traveled around with a damn recording crew filming every concert, and there's got to be,
Which they should
that's not
have.
how it was. It was
They
just
should have.
in-house video.
Yeah, I mean,
It's different. It's different with the TV stuff. Like, I'm just speaking for my town. There's 250,000 people in my town today. Okay, and of course it's grown, but it wasn't like it was just podunk back in 75, 76. We had 2 TV stations, man. 2 TV stations. I mean, it's not like there were all these, cable channels that they could just put the shit everywhere. They were competing with other form, for God's sakes, you had Three's Company and all that. You had
That's right.
You're probably right. There were so.
That's the thing. Right. That's the thing, Andrew. That the age probably.
Mm-hmm.
The conception.
There's always been 100. There's always been 100 channels for me. So that totally makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's move on. Promo. Next up.
He showed the promo. He showed the promo.
Yeah, we showed the
Okay.
What's next?
Next, how about this? And I picked this one up recently. You can only just see it maybe coming into focus down there at the bottom.
CRC.
Where is it?
Columbia Records.
Columbia Record Club. And this is this comes with Blue Bogart media. So, early Record Club issue, I think. You guys know anything?
Any indication on the label of CRC, or is it just on the?
No, it's only on the cover, and it's printed. It's printed there. It doesn't look like it's stamped on after the fact, but it could well be. Hard to tell. So,
I'm sure it's printed. The only, and I don't want to use the term problem, but that's the only word I can think of. The only problem with it is, I just don't see blue labels on Record Club stuff. I'm hoping to find some more, and it could have been Frankenstein. I don't think it probably was. I mean, I have no reason to think that it was, but that's one of those toughies right there. That, God, why didn't they put something on the label?
And that was one of the things that I wasn't too sure about. I was picking it up for the cover no matter what.
Yeah,
but when you get to, what is it, 76, 77, 78, then when you're like getting a copy of Rock and Roll Over, Love Gun, you've got your usually printed on the label there. So it was very clear to identify. But also when you look at the cassette tapes, from the record clubs in that period, and obviously that's not wax, but, they completely changed up the covers and the media. So you knew it was different than the official issue. So, there's a certain amount of lack of comfort on that. But, I mean, some people have also said that the very early Record Club issues just used the stock media in a special cover. So it's hard to know. And I guess anything's possible. Anyone knows better. I'd love to be educated on that as well.
Yeah, me too. Well, and I can say this now, not alive, but Destroyer, and I didn't know about this one, but I had a guy clue me in on it, and I was able to go find both copies at that point. Destroyer on Columbia Record Club. Okay. The jacket that has CRC printed on the back, just like that Alive, there's nothing on the labels at all that indicates it's a Record Club pressing. There's another one that I just got that's got a CRC sticker on the back. I think it's red text. It may be black, but a big CRC sticker. And on one of the sides, the label says CRC. So there's two completely flip-flop deals, you know? I mean, just it's, yeah. Okay. So anyway, yeah, that's an interesting one.
I think 8385 has the 704 in the bottom. What side is that? The bottom right corner.
Yep.
And that's where it moves over onto the polygram media. And what's really cool, obviously it's got the polygram address at the bottom, is look at 100,000 there. It's missing something, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can just see it.
Just says
100,000 without the years. And when you go back and look at some of the Blue Bogart label issues from 75, which are made at different pressing plants, you find that it's got the exact same layout, the exact same word missing. So they had obviously taken the old printing plate or whatever and just applied it onto the new polygram stock, and you end up with a typo that's gone through 75 all the way and never been spotted by quality control. So
isn't that interesting?
Yeah, there it is. You'll find it. The ones you find it on have got black font. I don't think all the black font have got it.
No, that's exactly the one I'm thinking of that you just showed.
Yeah, over at the Steve Hoffman forum. I don't know if you guys ever pop in there. Somebody is absolutely convinced that's as rare as any Kiss record out there, and I think they're full of crap. About everyone I've seen has got it.
For which one?
The black font with just 100,000 on it instead of 100,000 years.
Get your micrometer out on that vinyl. If I recall correctly, and mine's just to the side here, that is some of the flimsiest darn vinyl I've ever held. I think you could probably watch that thing flutter in the wind.
Right there, man. Right there. That's a loose. Which this is not a good LP. You guys would be shocked at some of the horrible condition LPs that I've got just
that's
for the
under
label
100
for the book.
That's under 120 grams, sure.
Yeah.
You're not worried about it snapping when you do that?
No, man.
As it shatters.
Oh my God, how funny would that be?
I would have pissed myself.
Memory metal.
Comedy gold, man.
I would have pissed myself.
Yeah, I would have ruined that 3-cent record. That's about all that thing is worth.
It's still been funny.
Yeah.
So one of the interesting things on that one I just showed you, the polygram label stock from 8385, is there's a couple different versions out there, and you got to look at the wax on that, the etchings, because that one I just showed you still has the original Casablanca NBLP 7020. There are other ones which generally will come in the UPC cover, but still show up in transitional ones, or perhaps even Frankenstein, that you've got the new mastering from True Tone with the May 85 date etched into your LP. So mine, which has that, again, it has the 100,000 without the years. Well, so two different versions.
Not to get off topic here,
That's
but
right.
I just did see something that I had a question on. Maybe one of you guys can answer it. Did all of these come with the sticker, the especially priced 2-record set, including an 8-page color booklet? Is that the hype sticker that was on? Anybody familiar with the hype sticker?
On which this very early pressings, certainly not 80, 83, 84. Yeah, mine's True Tone.
Okay.
Yeah, those stickers were way early.
All right. So So when it said specially priced, to me, and again, and it could be an age thing because I didn't know, but when it says specially priced, that means a reduced price. So I assumed that was part of
that does not mean not mean a reduced price.
Okay, all right.
That means we're trying to sell you here. So that's right there is that's a very first pressing, man.
Okay, so
and this particular one, it's debatable if it's not a promo. No promo labels on it, but you can see it's got a BB hole down in it.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So I don't count it as a promo, but I think it is.
Okay.
But yeah, that was just on real early press.
Okay.
Which I happen to have on my super flimsy vinyl version that Tom had just had out. Ooh. Yep.
It must have just been that plant.
Yeah, and you know what really bums me out is that we've got no way to identify the plants on these things because
I think it's in New Jersey. I haven't nailed it down all the way, but again, looking at some different sites and stuff, they were talking about that black font for Casablanca and some others, but they called that an IBM type font, which I don't know if it is or it isn't.
Yeah, that might be a little too deep for me to get into. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and that's one of those things I wouldn't want to say for sure what it is without knowing for sure.
So then you've got let's see, blue Bogart label with a dress, so that's a 76. Tom, do you have a date that they probably first started using those Bogart label?
Somewhere not right in front of me though.
But that would be your Bogart label number 2, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It's a number 3.
3. Yeah.
Number 2, the first pressing of Alive is on number 2.
Right. Okay, I get it. So Bogart label number 1 is obviously Kiss without Kissing Time still on with the Warner Brothers address. Yes. Then we get the Bogart label 2, and then now we get to the Bogart label 3 with the address. Okay, I get it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I can't remember if this was the one.
I always forget about those. That Kissing Time one.
The first one. Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
I can't remember all the way back to our first episode.
It's been so many years.
I know.
That one's nice. Real dark.
Yeah,
that is nice.
Yeah. That's an oddity, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you get some of the ones that have the Arabic numerals for your side numbers and Roman numerals. So you got tons of variation here, and these are all in the Bogart era. I don't see, and Tom, maybe you've got more there, or maybe some of the other hardcore Alive collectors, the camel or tan Casbah label, whatever you want to call it. I don't see too many different variations on that one. I've only found one camel label.
That's all I found. I
haven't found any layouts yet, so that seems to be a pretty tough one.
Well, and we kind of end up talking about these camel labels on every one of these podcasts. On these earlier LPs, they're actually not that common. I wouldn't call them rare, but if you're just, for me, if I'm just trying to, hey, I'm trying to, complete this LP run in the U.S., it is always the last one. It's I
agree with you,
just
Tom,
not that many.
Because when I first started collecting, obviously before I knew either one of you guys, I just thought there were 2 labels. There was just the Bogart and there was the yellow label. I call it the yellow label because I didn't know that there was a camel and a Filmworks. And I actually had to go back and get some of the camel labels that I was missing. I mean, I have them all now.
And then I guess this is a real kind of Steve Hoffman forums topic. Ludwig. Your RLs versus your AZs.
Yeah.
So
that's out of my realm of specialty, man. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you. I went to a lot of concerts. I don't have, and maybe it's my brain. Okay, I can compare stuff that is written or drawn side by side, but I cannot do it with music, man. If I play one, it would. I mean, if I played a scratched up piece of crap LP, I could tell the difference. But I can't play a record on one side and then play another record with the same music and go, oh yeah, that was much
by a different guy.
Yeah.
I took mine and I piped my stereo into Audacity and started recording. I'd go one side of a Zentz mastered copy versus a Ludwig versus a Sterling pressed. And I just didn't see enough difference in the waveforms to really say that there was anything definitive there. But there are people with far better hearing than me. I just figure I find a copy that sounds good to me, and I really couldn't care less what's on the matrix. As long as it's a nice, clean copy that doesn't have a lot of, snap, crackle, and pop, or not too much, because that's part of the character of vinyl, that you get that warmth of sound from its imperfections. So, there are people who will debate it no end and say, oh, no, this is absolutely, and there are people up on eBay. You got to remember as well, when people are selling on eBay, they're trying to sell up that item. So if they make you think that they just put it through the washing machine and it's the cleanest vinyl you've ever seen, and it's Robert Ludwig, that it's worth $100, well, it may or may not be.
Yeah. I agree. Well, I'm glad to see that you had the equipment to do it and can't see. But yeah, there's a lot of people get very passionate about it. Where they lose me with that is where they say that those are always the very first pressings, and my promo is not Ludwig on all four sides. So I don't know what to tell them. You know, I mean, you can't tell me something else got pressed before the promo label ones. I just don't think it happened that way.
I just don't think we have any way to really know. You know, what people always seem to forget is that there's multiple pressing plants, multiple printing plants. Obviously, in the 70s, they're much more regional based, you know, out of, the Midwest, Bill Starkey's father.
Yeah, up in Indiana,
yeah. And then in New York, and then New Jersey, California, Compton was one out in California. So
they're also fresh out of it. They're also straight out of it.
Yeah, straight out of it. There you go. Yeah,
it's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and straight out of Compton. There you go. That's the difference.
But that's like those Black Font albums. I used to avoid them like the plague. I very rarely saw them in around here in Kentucky, and I was like almost convinced. Oh man, these are counterfeits. You know, I mean, but like who's going to bother doing that? Although I'll say that, but somebody counterfeited that 7001. But anyway, and didn't find out until a few years later that, you know, in this area of the country, that's a hard label to find. It took, and matter of fact, I think I'm still short a couple of records, because pretty much any record with a Blue Label 2 or Blue Label 3 is going to have that black font. And you just showed two different black fonts for one of those, right? And I can't remember which one. I think Destroyer's the same way. So hell, maybe there was two plants that were using that black font. I don't know.
Let me pull out mine. Let me see what mine is. Oh, silver.
See if I can center that. That is my favorite. Just the layout, the nice thick fonts, and it's a really good shape. And that's pretty much the last of my American copies. Right. There's a few more, but
how many different American variations are you aware of? I've got 14. Now, I don't have them. I know of 14.
Let's see, 1, 2.
You're up over that, I think.
I've got 16 right now.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right.
Short 2. Y'all need to get together on something.
Well, no, I mean, we will. We'll get something worked out with this.
But some of mine are, you know, kind of duplicates in that one that has a sticker on the cover and one that does not. You know, it's getting down to that level.
Man. Yeah, it's a variation.
But again, it's so hard to tell what may or may not be Frankenstein at some point in its history.
Right.
That's right.
Well, okay, but like, so we're talking about the white hype sticker. I've got two very different variations of that I know of. I have one, but I know of two. So one has got the Arabic numbers, sides 1 and 2, and then the other one has got Roman numerals. You know, so I mean, there's like I say, there's a ton. I know one we didn't mention, the good old Back to Black.
Yeah.
Now see that flies in the face of what you said about it. Any good piece of vinyl that's clean would sound good, because that's horrible. But
that has got to be the worst piece of vinyl.
Yeah.
To have a KISS name on it.
Yeah.
It's a very disappointing piece, because, you know, I was excited when the Back to Black campaign kind of started. It sounded wonderful, you know, and then you get it and it's really good, heavy grade vinyl. You're like, okay, this is awesome. This is high grade, high quality. And then then you drop the needle and your ears start bleeding.
The whole campaign was terrible. They were just trying to get anything. Universal was trying to get everything out on vinyl, because that was the only physical thing. That was another physical thing that people were buying. They didn't care how they got it out there. Horrible.
I just found another black font one. There you go.
Look, Tom.
That one's got the address on it.
So he's got his headphones out.
We can say anything we want right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
I'm sorry about that, man.
Yeah, Julian's got another variant here.
Yeah, while you were gone, I found another black font one. And
cool.
Got the address on the bottom, and it looks a little bit different. I'd have to lay them all out side by side and really, kind of have a good look at them. But
right.
I'll be getting my notebook out here, getting the micrometer out, and measuring the size of the font.
Yep.
And then my wife will really laugh at me and call me a loser.
If she doesn't already.
Yeah, I don't think we'll go there.
Right, Andrew.
Listen, I even said this, in the FAQ many times. Let's get aside from Lisa Martini, let's get a girl that's like a fan like this. I haven't found. There's a girl in Australia, but I don't know if she'd be willing to come on and talk about this the way we do. But this is like a man thing, and it's not sexist by any means. Just I don't know women that are looking at vinyls and checking labels. I just don't know.
I'm sorry.
Did he just say
Just
looking at what? Looking at what, Andrew?
Looking at records.
Vinyl.
I know. We love you, man.
Yeah, but
I
mentioned, you missed the information. You decided to focus on the joke. But
I got the information. Most record collecting is not really a woman's hobby.
And it's not
for whatever reason.
Yeah, and it's not a sexist thing. It's not anything like that. So
no. Well, I mean, it cannot be sexist if it's there and anybody that's interested come to it. Okay, it's I mean. Right. That would be like saying the tool section at a hardware store is sexist because there's not women in there, not very many. You can't make people like something. But
Anyway,
right, let's move on.
Anyway, so what?
So you were just talking about getting a woman on to a show after that, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck.
Man,
Lisa's already taken, I guess.
Yeah.
So she's the bravest one. No, but it would be nice to get more perspective from the other gender about this hobby that we do share, passion. So
yeah. There's a couple I think that we could reach out to that we could have on, and maybe I'll do that.
If they're good collectors, that's all I care about.
Yeah, I agree. So, all right. What are you laughing about? This episode has gone off the rails.
Edit. All right, back to the record. So where are we at? Foreign releases?
Foreign.
Have we covered all the U.S. that we want to cover?
I'd like to add one thing about the U.S. And maybe as a way of closing it out is I've got this little Casablanca memo dated June the 29th, 1979, that's got the shipment figures for Alive to that point. I mean, is anyone interested in knowing what internal Casablanca memos had for the actual figures?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You mean cumulative all the way up to that point?
Correct.
All right, yes, absolutely.
That's always my favorite parts of your book,
So first of all, let me just open up a file here that's got the, I want to give you the December 77 figures first. And I did have it. There it is. So by December 77, Alive had shipped, and remember the difference between shipped and sold, 2.1 million copies. Which is, double platinum, which, what is it, February 76. They've got ads in the trade magazine saying double platinum. Yeah. So by June 79, that grows to 3.2 million copies. And they're actually splitting it out on this memo of 2.6 million of those were shipped by Casablanca. So Casablanca before Polygram bought in, and afterwards 500,000 units had been shipped by Polygram. So there you go. By 79, kind of the end of Kissteria, you've got just over 3 million of the album.
That's pretty awesome.
Well, now you got to wonder, why didn't they have it recertified then? I mean, if that's an internal memo, it's not like they're hiding the numbers from somebody they may have to pay some money to, And when I say that, man, I'm not even talking about musicians. I'm talking about some other people that, I'm not sure I'd want to tick them off, but not everybody that was an investor in Casablanca was a good guy.
Right.
But there sits the numbers.
So why not recertify?
I don't understand why they didn't. I don't.
Because anything that involves money, you know how weird things get, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The moment you got some dollars involved, things can get very strange, unfortunately. So, and Casablanca, is a great story on some of the backroom machinations that were going on throughout its history. And, there's probably reasons. So this sort of memo isn't something that's made for broadcast to PR. It's some number cruncher, maybe just figuring out how much of what. How accurate is it? There's no way to know.
Right.
So,
good point.
even that, just because it comes in a stack of memos, doesn't give it any more credence than making up a figure. Really.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's true.
All right, let's move on to some forum pressing.
It's definitely interesting. Yeah. So we got Julian.
All right, so let's start off way south of the border here. Get the bad boys out first, because I think most people are going to realize that collecting South American vinyl is a challenge.
Yeah.
You can get it. Oftentimes, it's horrendously expensive to get. And then the biggest problem I find is finding copies of any album that have not been, destroyed. Moisture, humidity, there's a lot of it in tropical areas. So I'm going to start off here with Chile.
Oh.
And we're going to start with the Kiss Alive Part 1. So there's your front cover, same as your back cover. It's a single sleeve, obviously, because it's only Volume 1. Is black and white. And this is the Quattro distributed, depending on which language I'm speaking today.
Susie Quattro distributed.
So I love this one because it just looks badass.
Hey, that's cool.
Black label. Yeah.
Your black label there. And the downside to this one is it's obviously been played. It's been well played. And Tom, you're going to spend quite a bit to get a mint copy of records like this, aren't you?
If you could even locate it. I'll spend decades trying to upgrade South American vinyl. You're just lucky if you can ever even do it.
And for my collection, these ones are the first ones I bought of the South American. I was never into them previously, and they're going to just stay as the copies I could find. There's some guy who's always selling Part 1 and Part 2 of Chile, and I think he lists them for like $900 for the pair.
They're crazy.
I'll take two.
Then you get to, which one's this? This is Part 2, which I think came out a year later, and uses a picture from the booklets, and the back covers in color this time, which I'd love to get a nice copy of that. It's a nice cover, and the vinyl then has the Casbah camel centering. So that's two of the big ones, and that one really looks like it's been through the washing machine.
It does.
But I simply can't afford better than that. I got a little bit more lucky with Argentina, which, as an Englishman, whenever you get lucky with Argentina, you consider yourself very lucky. So in Argentina, they split the albums into 2 volumes as well.
Yeah.
Microphone is the label. This is, I believe, Part 1. And Kiss en Vivo. Back cover, black and white again.
Yep.
And the lovely Argentine Mixa label. So that's much easier to find. And while I sort out my stuff, there you go, Part 2 on that one.
Yep.
Same thing.
Cool.
No, actually, this is my sets, and if you could have seen my set before I got this, my God, they were horrendous. Had holes in the front of it. If you'll see pictures of them in my books, but I had to Photoshop the hell out of them. But yeah, I felt very fortunate to have a friend on the page offer those to me.
And that's one of the keys. It's, finding someone who's in the area, who's a passionate collector, rather than, say, the eBayers who, you're kind of buying without any trust when you're getting on eBay. Obviously, some sellers, if you're able to converse with them without the language barrier, will work with you, if they're serious. But a lot of them just pick these up at a store. I mean, this one's a piece of junk, really. It's, one that's been whatever, found in a garbage can maybe, and they've sold it for good money on eBay. So, it's business, it's fair. But if you could find someone down in any region, whether it's South America, Europe, even America, different areas, and have them be willing to do the legwork for you, but also recognize the quality, then it's a score, because you'll probably end up paying a little bit more than getting lucky, but you're more likely to get product that you're really happy to have in your collection rather than a space filler.
Absolutely. What else you got? We're gonna let you be all, show all the good stuff.
Okay. Well, one of my favorite ones that took me quite a few years to find, and unfortunately, it's got a sticker on the freaking label.
Oh,
but you just don't have a choice if you want to have.
Oh crap! So yeah, I need that.
That's
you
cool.
know what country that's from, then, right,
France.
Tom?
Yeah,
France, and that is
France, and very rare there.
Very rare. Someone threw around a figure of 500 copies pressed. I don't exactly
know where they get that. Yeah,
I don't know where they get it, and I don't know if I believe it. But again, I'm easily impressed by center rings, and I love that layout and the fonts there.
Yeah,
so
nice and clean.
So, très bien, France. Love it. But again, sticker on the label, on the cover, just ruins it. Now hang tight while I just put this one away. And then we're going to Scandinavia. So Tom, how many copies of Killers do you have already?
21 or 22.
Nice.
And it's kind of slowed down on me. Only thing I for sure know that I need is Philippines, but I know there's more out there. I'm just not aware of them.
Did you get Singapore?
No, I don't have that. So yeah,
okay.
There you go.
That's the
there
one.
You go. There's another one.
All right, so here we go. Let's go to Scandinavia, Sweden. Again, distributed by EMI actually for Sweden, this one is standard blue label. So I don't know. You got your NCB, which puts it for Nordic, and this one's got the obviously made in Sweden, and that's the same gatefold, I believe. Let's see, same as the other European ones, which hadn't yet issued the catalog.
Oh, so that's cool.
Do the right side there. So doesn't have all 3 albums yet because Hotter Than Hell had not been released in those markets. Even when
it's amazing the different inner gatefolds on some of these.
I know.
Even up to a year or so ago, I wasn't aware of a lot of these.
Yeah, so
cool. I like that one.
I love this one. See that?
That one's it. That's England.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So that Sweden one with EMI also comes on a Filmworks label. So.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely same layout, same matrix and all that. But
see that, Andrew.
Oh, that's really cool.
That one's Italy. Where's that France?
See, look, I'm writing down all the ones that I had to find. So
yeah, those inner gatefolds are the ones I care the most about. That have the different inner gatefolds.
Well, Andrew, I've only got a list of 93, so I mean,
only?
I can shoot you that list if you want it. Cool. Which one's that, Julian?
While you're doing gatefolds.
That's fantastic.
This is the Peru misprint because that's got to be missing some color separations. I've got another copy of this, which does have the full color insert. Gatefold.
That's like a bluish color, right?
Yeah. Now there is a really cool version of this that has blue labels, so light cyan colored Filmworks labels. Now, trying to find that one, I have not yet. I've only seen pictures of it. So there is one that will match up with that misprint cover.
Yeah.
And then we go to Mexico. And I've got some. There's your cover. Open it up, and whoopsie.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, those are so cool.
Someone
I
was
was so convinced that was just somebody pulling that out and gluing it in, but there's no text on that inner gatefold, right?
That is correct. Yeah. And the first one I got of these looked like it had been savagely attacked and assaulted by an angry armadillo.
And it probably was.
Yeah. All the edges had been like tarred over and the spine. So it really it made me think that it had been, put together by a fan or something. But when I got this mint copy in, it was like, no, this is real. Now, I'll just give you an interesting kind of figure on these polygram copies from Mexico. They were released in March 79 and March 1980. So what's the code on this one? This is 4310. LPR. Why didn't they put the frickin'... Oh, there we go. Wrong page. So, Kiss Alive on Polygram by 1981 had sold 40,000 copies just in Mexico.
Really?
So, I mean,
that's interesting.
That's pretty impressive considering it's a reissue.
I do want to know some sales figures for like Australia, because they didn't they say originally that like one in like every 10 people in Australia had a Kiss album at one point in time? Wasn't it something astronomical like that?
Yeah, totally nuts. I do have, some Australian figures here. Let's get those out of the way, because the Australian albums, I didn't get any of my copies out. Mm-hmm. And let me just ask everyone who's listening to the show out there, especially our Australian friends, is I've got a blue label. I've got a Filmworks label, Australian issue. I do not have a Camel or Casbah label, so the middle one. So if you're in Australia and you could tell me if that does exist,
it does.
Or if you've got one for sale, I want one.
It does exist.
Yeah, I thought it did. Have never ever seen one offered anywhere. So here's some Australian figures for you, and this is all polygram. So you got to remember
post 79.
Post 79. So they take over in April the 1st, ironically, 1980. Is when they started distributing product, took over from Astor, who had the catalogs in 75. So this misses out on the whole chunk of that, but really represents Kissteria in Australia. Right. So Alive in that period through early 81 had sold 16,000 copies in Australia, country with a population of 12 million in 1980.
Something like that.
That's pretty impressive, I think. So, they'd sold 178,000 copies of it amassed. Okay. Let's get colorful. You're gonna
nice.
PYE.
A nice one right there, buddy. Man, it's nice.
Great Britain, United Kingdom. Red Pie issue. Obviously, it's got the Love Gun label on it. That one I know is not a current, or if they've already faked out the Love Gun, are they going to start faking this one out next? Who knows with any of those colored vinyl ones. With the Pie issues, they took over in 76 in the UK for distribution from EMI. The early copies come with a regular Filmworks label, right, with the Pie pressing with no Love Gun costumes on it. And this, of course, comes in a black vinyl version with the same labels with the Love Gun costumes.
So in 76, you could have gotten the entire back catalog with no Love Gun label in red vinyl. Is that correct?
Not in red vinyl, no. In 76, you would have been able to get the back catalog on the Pie label with no, in black vinyl with no.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
But the following year, they issued it in red vinyl.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So that's 77 for the colored vinyl.
Right. Gotcha.
This one is my baby. Japan, 1999, yep. Purple vinyl. I had a momentary lapse of sanity and bought the red box and pieced it out.
It out.
Oh. Just because I only wanted this. The
what'd you get for the red box itself?
I haven't sold the red box yet. because it's damaged. The spine tore away from the rest of the box, and someone taped it back together. That's why I was able to get a good deal on it.
Got it. Yeah.
And the bag, which is the OBI with the triangular one up in the corner, is pretty worse for wear. So I got decent money. I broke even. So and people got I think the ones that I sold, I think people got a good deal on. For you're just not going to find them pieced out too much.
That's right. It doesn't happen very often.
Let's move on to take a guess at what country.
New Zealand
or
Correct.
South Africa. Okay.
2 countries issued, or that I'm aware of anyway, issued with the dynasty labels, and I think it's El Salvador, Ecuador. Which one begins with an E? And it's
Ecuador.
American. Ecuador is the other one.
Ecuador.
So I love this.
And the inner gatefold has got Unmasked, Rock and Roll Over, and Dynasty. So that's all kinds of weird.
For New Zealand?
No, for Ecuador. Is that in Ecuador?
No, I did not get my Ecuador out.
That's
do that.
Because I would have seen this to have written it, or else no, not necessarily on this. I got a lot of this information from Paul.
Writing on label.
That sucks.
Gotta love it when they did that. Yeah, speaking of Ecuador and killers, so yeah, there's apparently a red vinyl copy, and I've never seen that anywhere to buy.
So my Ecuador copy, it is absolutely thin. Nothing written on the spine, and obviously the guy shipped it to me with the records inside, so they pop through. It's got a cut corner. Let's see what's on the gatefold, Tom.
Oh, hell yeah.
It is.
Oh, so cool.
Nice.
Damn.
That's awesome.
Hey.
And you got
Paul Shears was correct, because all this stuff on this list, I've either seen it with my own eyes or somebody that I trust has given me the information.
Yeah. Well,
you wouldn't believe this, but if you go to Discogs, some of that shit's not right.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean you
I
can't
was
trust
shocked.
something on the internet?
I was shocked.
That shit's funny right there.
It's the damn truth, though, man. People gotta quit taking that thing at its word.
I know, man.
They do have a really cool app. So Discogs just released a cool iPhone app. So that's why I look at it. But now I won't.
So now you can have wrong information on the road.
I mean, yeah, I have wrong information anyway.
You might as well just guess. So getting back to that New Zealand copy, there you go. That one with the dynasty labels is a phonogram review, and we'll quickly. I've got I think 2 left here to go through. Original New Zealand issue on Direction is Blue Bogart.
Nice.
I should just check I'm gonna have to check the gatefolds now.
Always.
You mean you hadn't seen that inside of that gatefold?
Oh, I had, but I didn't think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, man, you got too many albums if you didn't look at that.
I've had them, and I've seen Paul's been the one on the vinyl collecting website. Great collector. He's, I think, put a lot of pictures out of all of these different gatefolds before, kind of arrayed together. So this one, what is this one?
The first New Zealand press.
Ah, this one is, I believe, first South African press.
Ah,
nice.
And it's got a gray Casablanca label. I've got 3 South African copies right now. I'm missing at least one, which is a mid 1980s solid blue Vertigo label, or is it Mercury? But that's kind of like the core of my collection there. The more interesting stuff. There's a ton of Canadian copies. Whether you've got blue, Casbah, they follow the same pattern as the American copies.
Yeah.
France is a nightmare. They've got a ton of different cover layouts, just like where one letter of their release code is different. I think I've got 7 different copies on Vogue. So, there's a whole ton of stuff out there, and the whole thing is you got to be willing to buy something.
I just started Vogue, so that's.
Yeah, Vogue. That's a lot of great stuff, man.
Yeah,
a lot of great stuff.
I don't think I got very much to add. Well, I ain't got much. We've got the counterfeit picture disc. And see, I own counterfeits too. That's not making a judgment on anybody. We're just trying to catalog things correctly. So this one says it was pressed by the KISS Army Mexico, but everything I see says it's from Europe. Let's see. Oh. I did get this came in my pile from Colombia. So, yeah. And this, Julian, I don't know how you feel about this stuff, but I like promotional stuff, but I'm not a big one for when it's a promotional rubber stamp.
Yeah, I got the same on my Colombian copy.
Yeah. Same guy got the same stamp out. But anyway, this is actually a pretty nice copy. Black and white on the inside.
That's kind of cool.
I like it, and it is in better shape than most of the vinyl that I get from there. So
should we throw this one in as a
sure?
One of them.
Well, if we're going to do that, have you got the other one also?
I don't, just this one.
Okay,
where's that one from, Jason?
This Holland. Holland. Yeah, if it contains the music, we should probably show it. If we can.
Yeah. So what did you say about that one?
Nothing. It's just Holland. It's just the first, side one and side two.
And that's actually it's got
I do have
1985. Yeah, these have got the exact same Italian discs inside. I had a guy chew my ass out on eBay one time when I sold this one because it's got a Holland jacket and an Italian vinyl in it. And he accused me of ripping him off. And to be honest with you, this like 10 years ago, I didn't know any better. I thought I had put the wrong thing in there, but they've got the exact same one. This one comes with a nice booklet, so it's got a
great booklet in it.
Yeah. So we got that. We got the German EMI.
Great thing to remind me of. Nice.
Yeah. Got that inside.
So there's multiple versions of that German one with the Gothic lettering. It comes first with the blue label, then it's got the camel Casbah label. Yep. And when Bellafon takes over, there are multiple different layouts of it on Casbah label and then on Filmworks. So you add all those.
I've also seen guys that swear it's their original copies that has got a blue label disc and a camel label disc in it. Easily Frankenstein if you live over there, but they have no reason to be making it up.
Yeah, there's no way to tell unless you're the guy who bought it. If it came that way. Yeah, that's a great German copy. I love it.
Yeah, I used to hate that logo, and then I decided I had to have everything that had it. So for the guys that don't know and girls that don't know, that logo comes on Hotter Than Hell, which is the hardest of the four to find. Dressed to Kill, Alive, and Destroyer. Back to Discogs, they list the first LP with that catalog number that should have that logo, and we all know it doesn't exist like that. It's a German 2014, so it's not a big deal.
Could be one day.
Yeah. I think this is the first pressing. I guess I'm not.
That is the S-Jet Obi
Japanese guy. So that's a nice one with the booklet. I'm with you, Julian. I keep mine out of the box because it's hard on the box. UK, and then I've got a Filmworks Vogue France. So that's all I've got to add to it.
No Japan VIP.
I've just got the one copy from Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I got.
I'm sure Julian has all that stuff. So.
Yeah, I think I've got 8 copies of the Japanese issues. Obviously, the one Tom showed is the original issue. S-Jet is the prefix on there. Comes in a white label, and then the blue, and it also comes as a Casbah label or camel label. Yeah. Then you go over to the VIP series, and I believe I've got that as a Casbah camel label, and then Filmworks. I think that one is available with a blue Bogart label as well, but I've not been able to find it yet if it does exist. Then you get up to the Polystar issue 1980, white label promo, regular Filmworks, and then you get the, I think it's Crazy Collection for 1987, which is just the Filmworks label. I don't think that one came as a white label promo, but I've definitely got 2 white labels, and they're the different series. So, the Japanese ones, the gauge of the cardboard is just beautiful. Yeah. It's just so solid. And the fact that I think all these copies in Japan must have been treated with like velvet gloves, because if they were ever played, they are just so meticulously maintained, or everyone really just bought them and never listened to them, because every copy I get out of Japan is such a rare thing to get anything.
Have you ever been to Japan, Julian?
I have not. It's the bucket list country.
All right, so I've been to Japan, and it's like the cleanest country I've ever been to. You could drop your wallet in a train station. You could come back, it'll be there the next day, or someone will have picked it up, and everything will still be in there. They're so respectful. It's such a different culture. So when you say that those albums were treated well, it doesn't surprise me. I was there for a week. I never saw graffiti. I never saw a homeless person. I never saw anyone litter.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Very impressive.
It's cool. One of the places I definitely want to go.
Absolutely.
And search for some cassettes and vinyl.
Amen. Amen.
I know, and I know this hits people as weird. I really don't have a lot of Japanese vinyl in my collection, because I knew if I started doing it, I'm gonna have to get it all. And but yeah, I've turned around, and all of a sudden I've got most first pressing. So there you go. I'm screwed now.
Yeah, I have double platinum and rock and roll over, but after I get the rest of my USA ones, I definitely want to get more Japanese records for sure.
Yeah.
There's only one Japanese record that I'm looking for, only one that I want.
The best of Kiss.
Boom.
There you go. There you go.
You and everybody else under the sun, right?
I can tell you right now, when that next copy comes up, Tom's not bidding on it. I'm just not. I'm not. There's no point. There's no point. I mean, I pretty much get whatever I need or whatever I want, but hell, when I bid last second, I go all in, and there ain't no way. There's no way. I mean,
I lost out on a Gene Simmons 83-84. Someone outbid me in the last 9 seconds, and I couldn't up my bid anymore because
you shouldn't try to up your bid anyway, man. Just throw your bid in there. I mean, don't ever bid before the end of the auction.
No,
why you want? I can't tell you how many times some ass has bid me up $50, $5 at a time. It just drives me nuts.
No,
if you want it, get it.
I bid the last 30 seconds, and I was the high bidder for 20 seconds, and someone outbid me.
Yeah.
I usually go in 10. If you're looking for that Gene Simmons one, it's such a shame that that's the cover I unglued to figure out the date.
Yeah, there you go.
Which one is it? It's just because I'm trying to get the 83, 84s now. I got a couple of them, so I'm trying to get the rest of them.
If I had known, I would have used it in packaging for the,
Oh, that would have been great. That would have been great.
You would have been so excited that you would have seen the cover fall apart and like, damn it, Julian.
That's funny. That is so funny. Can you hear us, Tom? No.
He's looking. He looks like he's trying to pull out a Gene Simmons.
That's what he's doing. Yeah. I got one for you, Andrew.
$50.
I thought I had one for you, but I don't.
See? Yeah.
Was he just saying something smart aleck about me?
We kind of. I got one here for you, Andrew.
See, I was looking to see if I had one for him, and so you're gonna get on me, okay?
See, it's really funny because before I got into the 501, didn't I trade you 2 501s, Tom? I know I gave you a 501.
Yes, an ace, and a dress to kill.
Right, that was before I was into them. So.
Yeah.
But now I know what to look for, so now I know what to get them. And like I said, all the ones I have now, I just picked them up by accident.
Yeah.
I thought there was something else.
That's good. Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah.
Got some singles, Tom?
Yeah. We got bunches of singles. And, so, hey, and Andrew, you're talking about them not promoting the album.
Uh-huh.
And this is what made me think about that as far as, well, what was the point? It started selling. That's it, man. Rock and Roll Over, or Rock and Roll All Night. That's the only single that came off the album. What's that about? And honestly, this is just me thinking this. Kiss wasn't a singles band. They were just trying to promote the album. So what's the point? What's the point if it's selling already? You're right. That's all we've got. But we've got a bunch of it. Okay. And then this is just the U.S. pressings. I think I'm short one, but I can't remember which one it is. So we've got 2 different promotional copies of this single. All right. And of course, I'm sure everybody knows Rock and Roll All Night on one side is live, on the other side it's the studio version from Dress to Kill. So we've got a live studio, live on one side, studio on the other, promotional. That's stereo and stereo. So that's the one that you're normally going to find, not super duper rare, but not that common. But then there is a mono stereo copy of the live. That's a hell of a lot tougher to find. All right. So we got that. Now we're going to be getting out the calipers and stuff, guys. So, all right. So on the second blue label, we've got a live and a studio version, and the sides are listed as A and B. All right. So that's, and when I do these things, I try to hit what's the main difference. There'll be other differences, but what's the main difference to look for? So you can find the second blue label with sides A and sides B. Then you can find the second blue label with sides live and studio variant. All right. So it's live version and studio version. It's not side 1 and 2, not side A and B. It's live version and studio version.
Interesting.
All right. Then we've got, let me just make sure here. Yeah. Then we move on to the blue label 3 with the address on the bottom. The easiest thing to tell on this one is there's 2 Kiss logos on the B side. All right. Oh. And that's for, Kiss, produced by Neil Bogart and Kiss. So we've got that. Then we've got a blue label number 3, and you can tell it's got a large print on
it. No calipers needed for that one.
No calipers needed for that one. I got 2 copies here, and I'm not sure why. I'm thinking I just upgraded one and didn't pull the other one out, so I don't think there's any difference on that, but maybe there is. I don't know. All right, so now we've got a blue label 3 again. What's up with that? Figure out what the difference is on. Yeah, smaller font type.
Of course.
Of course. Some crazy label variant guy gonna come and beat your ass, man, because you're making fun of it. All right, and then we've got what we got going on here. This is a blue label 2 again. Version. Oh, okay. This was very interesting. My friend Tom Manning clued me in on this one. So this is blue label 2 again, and the live side says live version. The studio side says version studio.
That's weird.
How do you do that? So that's an interesting one. All right, now we move up to a couple that actually should be worth more money than what people treat them as. Filmworks versions.
Yep.
All right. One's got the 2 logos on the back.
Yep.
And the easier thing to tell about the 2 of them, if you're just looking, the one with the 2 logos on the back, the titles are in quotations, and the other one, no quotations.
Huh.
All right. So 2 of those, at least 2 of those. And then we've got the copy from the box set.
Oh, did they make?
No, I do not have the original of that.
Oh, so they didn't make this from this?
No,
okay.
no. They made this from somebody else's this. Julian, that's an inside joke. They'll probably tell you what that's all about.
We'll tell you off the air. We'll tell you off the air.
So that's all the vinyl I got. Anybody else got anything else?
Nothing that's worthy of showing. No.
All right. Well, I guess let's get into printed matter. I mean, I guess we can count this as Alive, right? They use that on the Alive tour, not just Dress to Kill, correct?
Yeah,
so
I got one. I got one.
Yeah, so that's the tour book for the tour, and the copy of this that you want is going to have the yellow insert in it.
As does mine.
Why haven't we been showing the tour books for the other albums?
I think we talked about them. I don't know. I didn't think about it.
We definitely talked about them. Remember when we did, when we were talking about Double Platinum, we talked about the different versions of that Alive 2 book. The one that says Love Gun.
We did. Yeah, I guess we did. Yeah.
Yeah. And then this has got, what I think most people generally concede is the original KISS merchandise.
Right.
You could buy this tour book, you could buy the poster, and you could buy the Hot Iron Transfer T-shirt. And that was it for KISS merchandise. So there's that. Put this back in here before I cry if I heard it.
No,
that was one of the first. Huh? No, sir. That was one of the first $high things I ever bought. To me, it was $high anyway. Okay, so let's go on to magazines. So we got a Circus, September 1975. This has got, I think, a really ugly ad in it. I think this is going to be one of those. On page 19, KISS Alive.
Hey, that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
You think that's an ugly ad? I think it's kind of cool.
Well, it's black and white, man. I mean,
gotcha. I see.
But I may have a color one in here, or else there might be an even uglier one in there. Okay, Circus 1975, December 9th. I don't think I said I did say September 75.
September 75, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing in this is a live ad on the back cover. If I remember right, this is actually kind of nice. It was until I bent the corner. So we got that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Man, that would have been cool as hell as a promo poster, Yep,
I agree.
I'm sure somebody can counterfeit that up.
I was going to say, you can make yourself a counterfeit if you want.
I was just going to say, you just said it, so there'll be one up on eBay next week,
Guarantee it.
Yeah, Tom doesn't do that stuff, Andrew. You know better than that.
Yet.
No, Tom won't do it. So we got Cream, September 75. We got an Alive ad inside the back cover. That's that same one again. A little shinier if you're into displaying that stuff. And I'll say it again. I sure do wish somebody would share with me some of these magazines with KISS stuff in it. Nobody on the page has ever sent me anything like that interesting. But I'll still share. All right, so now we got Cream, October 75. This has got a couple things. So we got the Alive. This is real cool. Live back cover ad.
That's a great
really
ad.
Cool.
Yeah. And I don't know why, but mine's got somebody has rubber stamped it September 10th, 1975. That seems really odd since that's the date of it. I'm positive that that's rubber stamped on there, not part of the magazine. And then
Tom, about that your comment about no one shared anything on the page. They may be thinking, hey, it's not vinyl, so I can't post it. So
they could PM Tom.
Or they could be in Tom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And look here, man. I thought this is cool. So if you get a subscription, you get some free KISS albums.
Make out tonight.
Yeah, man. And those would be like promo copies probably back then. I got a damn interesting thing like that to show you here in a minute.
Listen, all right, if I'm ever gonna make out, KISS records are not going on.
Yeah, probably not.
It's not.
Make it live. Cream November.
What's wrong with that?
Cream November 1975. We got another ad on the back. This particular one. This one is just. Hey man, you think I could sell this for a lot of money? It's got that messed up print on it. It's like somebody laid a condom on it or something, man. But that is part of the print, so. Yeah, yeah. While we're,
I'm gonna be thinking about that all day. Hey, babe, you want to make out? Sure. Make it love.
On the trash can. On the trash can, and
over the trash can. Bent over it.
Right. Nobody's gonna know what that's about. All right, so we got a December 75 cream. Got a couple things here. We've got an live ad on the back cover. Again, that's it. That's that cool one. And then, oh man, you talk about having your illusions dashed from when you're a kid. So this, when I first saw that, I thought, oh, that is so cool. Peter Criss has got a car like that, and I would love to have that car. That's not even his damn car, man.
Just like a station wagon.
It was somebody. It's some photographer's car. Probably took the picture. Yeah, I was like, man, some shit you just don't want to hear later in life.
I have that. What's the magazine that has the poster of that in there? There's a fold-out poster, January 75, I think it is. You showed it on an episode because that's what I went out. And
are you thinking about the one with the big fold-out calendar?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's not him. That's not him with the car. That's him with that's him from the Hotter Than Hell.
You're right. I apologize.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's fine, man. Apology accepted. So.
Yeah, because you said you turned me on to that one. That's why I bought it.
Yeah. All right, now this is really cool. So I've got a January of 76 cream. All right. That's a badass looking ad.
I love that advertisement.
That's the best one. That would make a good poster too.
It would.
I'd probably actually buy that counterfeit.
Yeah.
I might too if they said it was counterfeit. Yeah. All right. So now this is cool.
They were
this
selling
is
it for $20. So.
Yeah, exactly.
This was very dicey if this actually falls in with this album or not, because this is a March 76 cream. So I guess in theory it could have been Destroyer. They don't mention Destroyer, but I was going through this. I said, oh, hell, I got to pull this out. All right, so a couple things. Number one, actually there's three things. So page 30. Okay, number one. Even as a 17-year-old, because 16-year-old even, I'm sure I saw this photo shoot. I'm going, how the hell did they ever survive that? Who let that photo shoot take place, man? I don't have nothing against it, but how are you going to do something like that and then try to go for kids later on? But anyway, so got that.
Oh, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Hey, Julian, I hate to say this, but some of these old 70s magazines, there's some Rolling Stone stuff in there. I'm like, oh, shit, what is this? I mean,
there's some stuff that you'd get arrested for today.
Exactly. So. And I'm sitting there wondering, can I get in trouble for having this thing?
Exactly.
But anyway, all right. So this is one of the craziest things that I ever found. I mean, it just, when I first went back through collecting magazines, you know how you do it. I mean, I'll buy a big pile or whatever, and I go through everyone, and I said, what the hell?
Wow. Oh, yeah, that's that cream photo, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So
is that March 76?
Yes. Did somebody get this picture? Because that's what it says the contest is. You are going to win that picture.
They probably got that picture with still the question marks on it.
No, I doubt it, man. I would say Bill LeCoin said, bullshit. You're not putting that out. I bet
Bill LeCoin won the contest.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, I was like, whoa, how the hell? And I can't imagine that it got out, or else it would have gotten out. I mean, I still remember the first time I saw that picture. National Enquirer. And I looked at it and I thought, I'm kind of over them at this point, but yeah, I guess that is them.
I have never, ever seen that. So thank you so much for sharing that one.
That's cool.
That's brilliant to see.
Well, buy it then, man. March 76 cream. That's what you need. And you got to remember, we got a lag here. Andrew goes out and snipes all these up for our listeners.
I got a really nice magazine collection now. I do.
Yeah.
Because that's what Andrew does during this segment always. He's writing shit down. He's like, oh, I just found it. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about...
there's always plenty out there.
When we did Destroyer, Tom showed us a good newspaper, a New York Times advertisement, the Bicentennial paper.
Yeah.
And we got fucked. Oh, yeah. Hold on.
What?
I just bought that Cream magazine. Not even playing. $9.99. I just fucking bought it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I just bought it.
There'll be others for everybody. But anyway.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
So
you're going to
the
relist it the day the show goes up, right?
Yeah, I just bought it $9.99. Done. Hold on.
I got to pay for it.
Wait. I just paid for it. It's mine. I'm not even... If you can see my other screen right now, I just bought it. But anyway, we were talking about the New York Times newspaper and a really great fold-out for the July 10th Roosevelt Stadium concert.
Yeah,
And we got fucked because it's the bicentennial. So people are going to want it because of the historical aspect of it. They're not going to want it because there's a fucking Kiss ad in there.
But that ad is amazing.
The ad is the best Kiss ad I've ever seen.
It's amazing. Yeah. So.
Well, that's all I got.
No, it isn't. Don't you have some?
Yeah, I forgot, man. It's sitting up here, but I couldn't see the bottom of it.
If you guys really want that Cream magazine, there's one up there for...
Yeah, there's another one that's going to be a fold over and glued just on the bottom, I guess. So anyway, that's printer's proof for the 2014.
There's another Cream magazine, March 76, on eBay right now if you want to get it.
Hey, check it out.
I got it, man. Yeah, there you go.
Sealed.
Sealed. I still have bitter memories about my Alive 8-track.
What?
This ass named Sparky Frakes stole it from me in high school, man.
Oh,
That's why people wrote their names on 8-tracks and albums and stuff.
Exactly why.
Because your damn friend would take it and go, no, man, it's mine.
It's mine. Yeah, my mom did the same thing, everything. And she took all of my Kiss records when I was little and wrote my name on it.
Yeah.
Every one of them. For the
Everybody,
same.
some guy's cussing you right now. He's got that in his collection. And
Yeah, well, but
who the hell is Jason? Yeah.
Did you write your name on that cherry copy of Destroyer you got?
My mom did that with like puff paint, in some kind of weird font. I don't know.
It's a cherry copy, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I want that copy. Will you sell that to me?
$100.
Well, man, this has been a huge episode, hasn't it? I mean, we got to have Julian on here, got all his knowledge about Alive. We got to open up a greatest Kiss and pull some magic out with it.
Look at all these notes.
Andrew's got notes like crazy. Big show.
Yeah.
And I miss Mary Poppins. I didn't have to go see Mary Poppins at the high school production because we ran late. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Anyway, so is that it?
I guess. Julian, you got anything you want to add about Alive?
I think there's probably just one thing. It's a great album to listen to. I mean,
it really is.
straight over collecting it. There's a reason why I collect it, because it is the album. It's my desert island disc when it comes to Kiss, because it's got all those songs from the first 3 albums, and I obviously wasn't there in 1975. It's the closest I can get to the experience as a newer fan to really experiencing the magic that so many people got to experience, and it's the album that really represents the era for them of the original Kiss and the original Kiss crew and everything that goes with it. There's one collectible out there, and I'm sure people will correct me if I am wrong, but I do believe that Sean Delaney, when he died, at his funeral they had a double platinum award displayed that during the funeral process got stolen.
What?
So
Oh my God.
That story was told on 3 sides. Who told that?
Yeah, I don't recall. I didn't have a chance to check back on that. I would love to see some of those awards that the band had, because this remains only gold certified officially by the RIAA. So, are there platinum awards, double platinum awards?
There for sure are platinum. For sure, there's platinum. I got the great opportunity to interview Bill Aucoin one time, and I think I kind of busted his bubble a little bit, because he was talking about, well, I'm sure it went platinum because I had a platinum award. Yeah, well, it's in-house. It's in-house. I mean, they definitely made them. They made them.
So it's a fantastic album, and the search continues for me. There's a ton of copies out there in the vinyl world that I still don't have. Brazil has been a massive challenge for me of late. I did manage to get a couple of copies finally, but there's so much to learn, and that's the thing I love as a collector is I don't know nothing. I'm always going to be learning something, and I know that. I love being wrong. I say this all the time. Prove me wrong. I love being wrong. I love learning something new.
Absolutely.
I love someone coming to me and saying, "Look at this. Here's the evidence." And I could say, "Wow." And if you're a real collector, a real fan, you'll always be receptive to being corrected because it's such a great part of the experience. So I certainly appreciate you guys having me on to talk about Alive. Great album. Love it. Gonna listen to it right after this.
Man, that was so well stated, and there is a huge lesson to be learned in what you just said at the end of what you were saying about being receptive to all new information that you can learn, because we see it a lot where people get offended more than they're receptive to it in the group and stuff, and we really are just here to try to dispel all the myths and try to get all the information as correct as possible. And we just want everybody to learn and to be smarter collectors when they're buying things, and not to get offended and upset with each other, because we're all here doing the same thing for the same love. And that was well stated. So please listen to what Julian said, because but anyway, appreciate you coming on, man. And
thank you, gentlemen. Been a blast. Enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah, absolutely enjoyed it. And we will see you guys on the next one.
Want more wax? Visit us at www.kissmywax.net, download the show on iTunes, or email us at contact@kissmywax.net.